Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Firewatch. We are getting into day number 76. The clock has rolled forward a pretty significant amount of time, and we were just on our way to Jonesy Lake to get ourselves some fish. I guess at this point, Henry is pretty tired of everything that he has been given for his provisions. So I'm just here at the campsite that we found those girls at on day one, and I'm just going to proceed to the lake. Delilah has asked us to keep an eye out for bear tracks while we're out here as well. And if you have been watching this whole time and you're still with me and you sort of feel like the game has been a bit slow, at this point things really pick up and become really quite exciting. So hopefully you are all still here with me for that. And when you reach the edge of the lake, you'll notice that there is a clipboard here sitting on a rock that is standing out like a sore thumb, so we should probably have a look at this.
What the, Dee, I found a clipboard down here and there's something strange going on.
At the lake? What's up?
Someone has written down what we said to each other, have been saying.
That doesn't make any sense.
I don't talk to the other lookouts as much as I talk to you, not in the same way.
No way.
Wait, hold on, something's out here.
Henry,
Yeah,
I'm worried.
I'm worried too.
You didn't find and eat any mushrooms, did you? I mean, they can be fun, but also, devastating. Regardless, just let me know, okay,
I did
Buckaroo?
not.
Oh, God. I don't know why I just called you that.
I definitely didn't eat any mushrooms, and you know what? This might be a good opportunity for me to bring out my disposable camera and take a photo, just in case Delilah ever doubts me or thinks that I was making things up, because there is definitely a clipboard out here. And it's not like Henry left this out here himself. And the noise is in this direction. Just past the log, you'll see that there is a red object on the ground, which happens to be another radio.
I found a walkie-talkie out here too.
Okay.
It's going shithouse.
Well, get it if you haven't already, and then we'll figure out whose it is.
Will do.
Yeah, definitely not one of ours. Different color.
Henry, are you there? What happened, Henry?
Holy hell, I got hit in the head. Punched or something by someone.
Are you serious? What the hell is going on out there?
I don't know. Jesus Christ.
Let me get this straight. You found a clipboard with, what, transcripts of our conversations? What else is on it?
I don't know. It's gone, along with the radio of theirs. Somebody out here could have just killed me, Delilah.
I don't... What the fuck is going on?
What's Wapiti Station?
I don't know.
I saw the name Wapiti Station right before I was cold-cocked. Does Wapiti Station mean anything to you?
Wapiti Meadow. Maybe it's Wapiti Meadow. It's on our maps. It's not too far from where you are right now. It's north of the lake. It looks like there should be a trail somewhere on the north shore of Jonesy Lake.
I'll start hiking that way now. God damn it, my head.
Are you sure you saw what you saw, Henry? Maybe you pissed off some more campers and they came back to sucker punch you.
I doubt it.
This just seems like a misunderstanding or something.
Look, I know what I saw. Hey, it was our words with initials for our names, H and D, clear as day.
And you've been feeling okay?
I feel fine.
Okay. Okay, I'm sorry. I believe you, but that conversation was from 2 weeks ago.
I know they were. So what's to say that they don't have transcripts from 3, 4, or 5 weeks ago?
Our entire relationship, friendship, our whole summer.
Someone is out here with the walkie-talkie, taking notes and talking to God knows who. What the hell do you think is going on at this place?
Apparently a lot of following you around taking notes, which is unfucking believable, Henry.
Yeah, you're telling me. All right, I'm on my way to Wapiti Meadow. I'll let you know what I find.
Okay. There's got to be a reasonable explanation. Also, I'm gonna call around and see if anyone's had anything weird happen to them or seemed spooked. I don't want to make this bigger than it is yet, you know?
Yeah, understood.
Yeah, okay. Hike safe.
Alright, so while they talked amongst themselves, I actually found my way to Wapiti Meadow. It is very close to where we started over at Jonesy Lake. And all I did was go down the path heading towards Thunder Canyon, and then I just veered off the path, and you can see that there is a rappelling point that I used to get down here. So you'll know when you found it because there is a gigantic fence
Whoa,
surrounding.
Delilah, there's a big chain link fence between me and the meadow. I don't think I can get past it.
A fence?
Yeah,
How big?
big. It goes off in both directions, acres.
What the fuck is going on out here?
Whatever it is, someone doesn't want anyone to know about it.
Sometimes biologists will cordon off a little area to study flora or whatever, but that's only a few square feet usually.
That's not what this is.
Well, see what you can do to get past it.
I was just looking around the outside of the fence. You would think that Henry probably wouldn't have that much difficulty standing on this stump or climbing up a tree and getting over that fence, but we can't do that because video game rules. You can see that there is a gate here that is very clearly locked. And if you want to, what you can try to do is hit the lock itself with a nearby stone. But that won't work either.
Look, I'm not gonna be able to get into this place.
Shit.
I don't know how long I can dick around out here until someone notices.
God, if you were an actual firefighter, you'd have that gate down in 2 shakes. Hey, actually, those guys doing the controlled burn, they might be able to help.
Where are they?
Beyond Ruby River, there's a scout camp. They burned a line a few days ago that should let you hike right to them.
Well, that's great.
If they haven't left, they're probably the type of guys who would help you get through that fence.
Alright, so Delilah has marked that on our map. We have a lot of walking to do today because we have to get all the way over here, all the way down to Ruby River, which as you can see is quite a distance away. So Delilah will be radio silent for a little while here. She's going to call around to some of the other lookouts. And we are now free to climb back, and we need to go back towards our tower. So you have a couple of different options. You can follow Thunder Canyon and make your way back to the tower that way, or you can go back, basically taking the path that we took in day 1, because there is a rope that is now accessible on that shale slide that Henry fell down on the first day. And it's totally up to you what path you want to take. I don't think one path is better than the other. The Jonesy Lake one might actually be shorter. So that's what I'm going to do, is I'm just going to kind of backtrack a little bit. Because this path is fairly straightforward, whereas the canyon has a lot of different offshoot areas, although it's pretty easy just to check your map, of course.
I'm wandering around east of the lake. which way is Ruby River?
It's in the southeast corner of your map. The scout camp where the firefighters were staged should be on your map. It looks like a little triangle with a flat bottom.
Yeah, it looks like a tent.
How did I never see that before?
Okay. Also interesting that this is just here, standing up. I don't think that's how physics works. But, I guess we'll just leave that there. I didn't get to catch any fish today. So I'm scared and hungry.
I called around. Things seem normal with everyone else.
Has anything strange been happening on your end?
No, nothing really.
Nothing really, or nothing?
Nothing. My door was open the other night, but that's not strange.
That doesn't sound like nothing.
It's nothing, I promise.
All right, I'm headed toward the camp anyway.
Okay. Keep your radio close to you.
Hey, what you just said, keep my radio close to me.
Yeah?
Before I got attacked back at the lake, I saw a radio on the ground, kind of like the one I use.
And?
Do you think that maybe someone was,
I don't know. What?
maybe intercepting our frequency with other radios or something?
Henry...
It's just a thought.
I don't even know how you would do that.
Yeah, well, you sound worried.
No, I'm not, okay? Let's not spin out of control. Just keep hiking.
Whatever you say, boss.
Okay, so we are almost back to my tower now. So not too long of a walk to get back here.
I know we don't know what's going on yet, but I don't have a good feeling. I don't like feeling vulnerable. It's not like you can just call the police. I was thinking about the Goodwins. It just struck me that if anything weird like this happened to them, happened to Brian, just how scared he would have been.
He had his dad to protect him. Ned, right?
Yeah.
You don't think he could?
No, you're probably right.
It was 3 years ago. He's in high school now. He's on summer break.
Yeah, you're right. You're right.
You can see the smoke from the big fire out in the distance. And the reason I just wanted to come up to my tower was so that we could read Henry's entry for the day, because he does have a new entry. For the 15th of July, there was a meteor shower last night, and man, if you've never been 100 miles from a streetlight during one, you're really missing out. I sat outside with my feet on the railing and watched them zoom overhead until 3 in the morning. Even with the fire still burning, they were the brightest shooting stars I've ever seen. Dee hung in until past midnight, and we had a good time watching them together. I've been thinking a lot about life after working out here. One thing is for sure, I want to come back next year. Would be great if Dee was back in Thoroughfare and I got to do Two Forks again. She was saying that the Forest Service likes to keep people in the same lookouts. You get better at the job that way. I guess, so maybe I'll leave my typewriter out here over the winter so I don't have to hike out with it on my back. After the season, I was thinking I'd see if there was more NFS work out here, or call up Dixon at Cotton Mountain and see about working at the slopes. Would be nice to get back into skiing, and honestly, after a couple months of being outside, I'm not sure I'm ready to be stuck indoors. We'll see. You will also notice that the photo of Julia has gone, and Henry has also taken off his wedding ring. So, yeah, we're getting a bit of development here with his character. His entries don't mention Julia, and it seems like he's at this point kind of trying to focus on other things and not think about her as much. So once you make it back to your tower, you're going to want to look for a fence, and the best way to sort of look for it is to find out where your outhouse is and go down the path a little ways, and then you should see the fence nearby. So you can see there is a fence over here, and we're going to keep following this. And again, keep an eye on your map if you're lost. pretty easy to get lost out here. And eventually we will come to, I guess this is the river, Ruby River, it would make sense. We're going to cross, and there will be a new cache for us to open that we haven't seen before. Get ourselves some more map information and a new note. Now, I don't recall if I ever actually remembered to read the notes that were taking place between Ron and Dave. But in one of the notes, I believe it was this one, Wapiti is mentioned. There isn't really a lot to give you any background about what exactly possibly would have happened, but you can see that there was an incident about Wapiti. And I believe this is the new note that we just picked up. Ron, really wish the powers that could be issues us radios that didn't suck ass. Most of the time I prefer to keep things pen to paper, but every once in a while it'd be nice to get a hold of you right away. My sister keeps leaving me messages at the main office, but I don't think she gets that I took the job so I wouldn't have to deal with her or Mom. I've been sitting at the spot for a while now thinking about what to say to her, but I'm a quarter way through this bottle of Fifes instead. Miss you. That also tells us that at some point the Forest Service didn't even really use radios, or if they did, they obviously were not very good. So I wonder if that red radio that we found was maybe an old radio, and these orange ones that we are using now are more recent.
I found where they did the controlled burn. I can hike right through here now.
Yeah, normally they wouldn't do that so close to a body of water, but I think they're extra worried about a fire jumping the river and burning up to 2 forks, now that there's someone in it.
Well, I'm extra appreciative of that.
Let's see. The scout camp is southeast of the river. There should be a pond on the way.
Got it.
So the pond is actually just right in front of our faces, but once you come out into the clearing of the meadow, you'll want to swing a left. And you can actually see some old snowmobiles. We're here from the winter time, I'm assuming. Here is the pond.
There's an old pond out here, not much more than a pile of mud. Do you have it on your map?
Yeah, I know where you are.
Yeah? Where am I?
Pork Pond. There used to be a sign up for it, but, well, folks kept stealing it.
Because it's called Pork Pond?
It's a good goddamn name. That sign would look great in a den, or, you know, anywhere.
And then you can see if you just keep going forward, there is a sign for a camp.
Camp Arapaho.
You're there?
Yeah, I am.
It's been out there since the 50s.
I was never really into the idea of the Scouts. It's something about men organizing boys around their ideals. Never sat right with me.
Beware weebelows in large numbers.
Beware of anyone in large numbers.
So obviously we cannot cross this broken bridge, but the firefighters should be close by, so we need to find a way around. So what you're going to do is go through this hole in the fence, go up the hill, and we can drop down from this rock. We should probably ask Delilah, because she's been here a long time, if they ever changed their radios at some point, because it is possible that an old lookout or someone could have an old radio. I mean, that's not totally out of reasoning, I don't think. So here's the old camp. We've got plenty of old shelters. Doesn't look like anybody's been here. I don't see any recent camp. I don't see any tents, nothing. think the only thing really of note in these old shelters, there is a missing persons flyer on the wall of this old shelter. We've already picked up one of these, but if you haven't picked it up earlier, then it is here, just if you're curious. There's a bear trap out here, but not really anything that's too interesting. So once you've had a look around, you want to go under this tent and into the clearing.
Yeah, these guys are gone. I found where they were sitting around before getting picked up.
Damn.
So yeah, unfortunately, no firefighters for us, but there is an important note here that you'll want to pick up.
Hey, Dee, they left something behind. It's like a memo from their boss.
Did it say anything of note?
Next few days, dropping into the thoroughfare on behalf of Dr. Simmons at Wapiti Station.
Poverty Station.
Holy crap.
Keep reading.
Oh, I just thought I would maybe, stop there, let the mystery percolate.
My mother always said I would meet someone who'd give me a taste of my own medicine.
They're running a research site out there. He was worried about wildfires.
Someone is writing down our conversations. And now we find out there's a research site out here that we don't know about? What are they researching?
That's a good question. I can't quite
I mean, you and I aren't very interesting.
figure that out.
Oh, probably just horned toads.
And a Wapiti Station clipboard with our conversations on it is just, what, recreation for them?
I'm just messing around. Somebody is obviously up to something. I'm freaking out here.
At least we know there is something real happening behind that fence.
I think that we should consider that maybe this is all just a coincidence, but my gut says that there is something bad going on.
Mine too. Okay. So what's next?
I'm gonna do a scan for supplies and then figure out a way to get back over that ravine and hike towards the site.
Sounds good. Check in when you can, and keep an eye out for anyone following you.
Yeah, that's a great idea, Delilah. Thank you very much. Let's actually go ahead and read this letter that we got. And this is recent, by the way. This is not like an old letter, which does tell you that whatever is going on right now. So there is a reason that Wapiti Meadow has a fence behind it. It's all very suspicious. Squad Boss Carson, in the next few days, you and your team will be dropping into the thoroughfare region of Shoshone National Forest to cut a fire line south of Ruby River. I'm writing you on behalf of Dr. Ben Simmons at Wapiti Station. He reached out to the superintendent with wildfire concerns about his research site. Upon your return, someone from his office will want to speak with you as part of a wildfire risk assessment of the region. I told them they have nothing to worry about and that your team's fire lines are the most potent preventative measure in protecting their site, even though they'll be more than a mile away, but I think they've got insurance companies to answer to. Well, when you read that, it doesn't sound too suspicious, but I think it is creepy to know that there are people out here that even Delilah herself doesn't know anything about. Well, they left behind the sacks. It doesn't look like they're coming back for it, so we are going to borrow it. And we will be able to cut down a tree and use it as a bridge to get ourselves back across. So you need the axe to make progress because there's not a way to get back any other way because we jumped down. With no way to make ourselves jump back up, and the bridge is obviously out. And this pretty much wraps up our day. We're going to have another conversation with Delilah here, but...
Are you there? I had a thought.
Let's hear it.
You heard someone in the bushes.
Yeah?
Okay, so let's assume we're being tailed. Or you are, at least. Where are you right now?
Just on my way back, in and out of trees in the middle of nowhere.
Do you see anybody?
No, definitely not.
All right, so tell me what you think of this. Did you just cough?
No. Did you just cough?
No.
Oh, fuck.
Fuck.
There isn't any way someone, like another lookout, could be on this line, is there?
No. Not without tapping our radios.
What about when I heard you talking to someone else?
I just left your line open. That's not what this is. Get in your tower, shut the door. Don't leave, and don't use your radio. I'll call you. Understand? I will call you.
Dun dun dun. Super spooky.
Thoroughfare Tower, this is Two Forks calling you for the, 50th time today. The big fire continues to move in a southerly fashion. Delilah, for fuck's sake, answer your radio.
Hello, sunshine. Sorry, went out for a little bit. What can I do you for?
Are you kidding right now? Did you not stay up all night knowing that someone is...
I actually slept just great.
Okay.
By the way, I was wondering if your Flora of the Shoshone info poster was still up inside your tower?
What?
It's just protocol that those stay up. You know, info about your tower, the surrounding tree species, etc.
All right.
Just, you know, have a look at it. Make sure it's in ship shape.
Right. Okay. Delilah is acting a little weird. And we're going to figure out why as we continue on in day 77. But I think this is a great place to call it. After figuring out that somebody has definitely tapped our radios and is spying on us, it'll be interesting to see where it is that we go next. Thank you all so very much for watching, and I hope that I will see you next time.